Hello everyone. Welcome to Thoughts on Education by Collegedunia. Today we have with us Dr. Anusha Ravi, who's the CEO of Park Institutions, Coimbatore. Thank you for your time, ma'am. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm just excited to be here online meeting all of you. Let's have a good chat.
Okay. So, ma'am, starting off, I'd like to know that what is it that has kept you connected to the education industry in these years? So, your career has been a mix of corporate experience as well as you've served in the management of various institutions as well. So, tell us more about it. What keeps you connected here?
Yeah, I was fortunate, I had this corporate experience for almost 10 years to education. And it happened accidentally because my family was in, I moving back from US. I thought, why not, work with young talent. One thing that I found globally, I was traveling across, or whether it's working in the US, whether it's a startup or a corporate or in education even, what I found common was, the finding the right talent to work on the right job. So the right skills are in much need. And fortunately, I was in education where I can make a difference on that. And India is the best place because we have the largest number of human resources on the planet today. So I think I'm in the best place with the right kind of background to develop the skills.
Since you joined the institute, how has the vision of the institute materialized through these years that that in which you were the CEO?
Yeah, definitely where Park Group of Institutions makes a difference is, we have been a front runner in many ways. We are one of the first private engineering colleges that was started in the state in 1984. Our first engineering college is 37 years old. Today, almost 1 lakh people, alumni have gone out of Park Group of Institutions and they spread across the globe. So what we can say is, what we have given the student community is quality and affordability coupled with innovations and, whatever is need of the day or tomorrow, what is needed tomorrow, we are giving to the students today. All the new courses that we have is all catering to the segments, that is coming forward. The futuristic courses, as I call it, the trending courses, as you can say now, are always available at Park. So this we have ensured that, we keep our vision that way and also making them globally ready. That is also one of the things that we are really, focusing on. The challenges, as you can see, today, if you talk about schools, the child, what they learn today and tomorrow is not so important when you compare the skills that they have to have. Today, anybody can read anything online and become they think they can become an engineer or a doctor just by reading what is there. But, giving the right kind of skills for them to live is very, very important. So I think we focus on the important things with quality and affordability as being the specialized thing at Park. We're very happy to have catered around 1 lakh students with this vision. And going forward, I'm sure we'll ensure that it is multiplying.
You're right, ma'am. So I think skill-based education has become so important and the government is also heavily focusing on it these days. So I'm glad that, Park Institutions is playing its part here. Ma'am, what would you say is the vision of the, vision of the institute for the next 10 years? Like, where do you see yourself? How do you see yourself grow?
Yeah, I think today the education world has been jolted. I think, disrupted, as you say, in technology. The education field has been disrupted a lot with the pandemic. What was assumed that, everybody has to go to college and school. Today, online schools have popped up. Online education has become what was thought it'll take 15 years to come into reality. Today has come become a reality in hardly 10 15 days. So going forward, we are never sure of what challenges may come, but I think the only thing that we can do to prepare the students of the future, or the youth of the future, to be ready for the world, to take on anything, the right kind of skill sets. What is needed in the yesteryears is not anymore needed for the years to come. I think embracing technology, the reading skills, unlearning, learning, unlearning, these kind of things have to be focused, and social aspects. And one thing that we really, I think is needed is humanity in education, which I keep advocating because that is missing in our curriculum. So that is something that we cannot teach in classrooms. But at Park, we ensure that every event or every year we do a lot of social activities. We are known as a socially responsible organization, and we ensure that the students carry. My belief is that Nelson Mandela said that education is the tool to change the world, and also poverty, everything can go away if there are no crimes. Also can go away. But today, we have an educated world. Almost, 50% in Tamil Nadu, state of Tamil Nadu, go for higher education. Has the crime rate come down? So I think there are white collar crimes. So what are all these things telling you to the world is that, we lack empathy, humanity, understanding of the social. So these kind of skills I see moving forward, because, for the routine mandatory work, you're going to get robots and artificial intelligence replacing many of the workers. So what is needed for the future, next 10 years? So we will be there. We will be giving the best of what is needed for the next 10 years.
Very rightly said, ma'am. I think empathy and humanity are extremely important. I mean, we've been seeing, examples of it throughout the pandemic in our own country. And
exactly.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we'll all hopefully it'll only increase with the coming times.
Exactly.
So now I wanted to move a little towards the marketing and admissions in your, in the group of institutes. How do you strategize the plan for marketing key programs in your institute?
Luckily, I've been here for almost 10 years, back from the US in the corporate world. And what I've seen is almost 70% of new enrollments every year happens through referrals and, through alumni or parents or somebody who's studying, which is very, very good. And a lot of new, avenues are also there. So how we strategize is we have a learning. We do a lot of data checkup from the previous years, how they've landed up. We have a spread even in the colleges. We have people studying from all over the state. It is not in one particular place. So throughout the year, we have been having activities. We don't, although we do specialized marketing around the area of, around the time of admissions, I think our effort to be there for the general population is throughout the year. I think Park is present in many ways in people's consciousness, helping out the needy at the time and doing activities that are meaningful to the people. We have a lot of branding exercises that happens throughout the year. And that has been one of our specialities, I think. So we've been able to, get to people in the way that they want us to, we want them to recognize us.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, now moving to more I think, relevant questions to this time. Uh, how did the Parks Institute strategize a shift to the online mode of education? Because we've seen that the pandemic forced us all to go online overnight, practically overnight. And I'd like to know more about how you strategized that. How were the faculty, trained in this regard, and how were the students brought on board?
Yeah, I think we were one of the very early beginners to go online. As you said, it happened overnight. One fine day, we just said that exams have to be done and it has to be online. And, luckily everybody was, already, acclimatized to the technology and everything. So it was not very difficult. I always said in many forums when I spoke is that we are lucky that education is one of the sectors that is, going through seamlessly, at least to 90% or even 80% or so, you can say above 80%. There is a factor of the human interaction is missing, but otherwise the work is getting done. How it's going to turn out is a different question, but the industry is not affected. The education sector is not affected much because of the online presence. And how we went about it is, of course, it's all trial and error. In the very first few weeks, we were good. And I think the youth also, today they are so accustomed to being on the phones. So the culture was there. And only thing is, I'm afraid is that, I don't know if the online truly is happening, because it's more of an education that is offline that is just transferred to online. Whether we are really using online education is the question, which I think we are trying to improve in every way, and, getting through the new technologies and how to improvise on that. Not having a classroom happen through the the connectivity, but also, in all sense, being an online education. We are focusing on that, trying to give practical experiences through online. We're experimenting with a lot, and, we have a lot of things coming our way. There's a lot of technology and experienced people. We can look around in other countries where online education has been, even I think when I went to college in the US, we had a satellite center where we had an online education. That was many years ago. So we have been observing and learning and experimenting. That's what I'll say.
Yes, ma'am. And ma'am, speaking of a truly online educational experience, like you said, how would you say, teachers are, the faculty members are maintaining healthy relations with students online? Because I think a very big part of classroom learning is that, the interaction between the faculty and students. And how do, how is the Park Institute, and, how have you strategized in that regard? Like, how do we eliminate that problem here online?
Yeah, that factor is there, because I think what we have realized is, because the students who were already here had an experience at the college, we were able to get that to an online mode faster. With more new and fresh incoming students, it's for them, it's hard to imagine an entire college online, because you're used to schools and they don't know the culture of a college. So it's very interesting challenge that we had. So what we basically did was we replicated everything that we used to do, like even an induction program, inauguration, everything, like how we would normally do when the students are physically present. The same experience we try to deliver, through events, through a lot of teamwork. We even had a cultural show, talent, the incoming students, the first years, they were asked to perform and, found out talents, new talents coming into college campus. Whatever we could do in person, we did not miss anything that was delivered online. So we ensured that the culture was understood to a great extent. It is not the same as, being in campus, but definitely we try our best to give the same experience.
Okay, ma'am. That sounds actually great. Ma'am, lastly, I'd like to ask you if you have any suggestions for, the aspiring students, because right now they're all, making career choices, choosing colleges, etc. And what would you like to say to them?
I think the opportunities in the world are plenty, and one should not worry about, most students and parents, they're all stuck with certain options that they've had in their heads, or, have been, that they have missed, or, some siblings have missed, and trying to make them do something that they're not into. The opportunities, one thing that they should strongly remember is, the opportunities are there for the right person, the hardworking and the intelligent, smart, working people. So definitely, if you get into and passionate, that's the word you're looking at, passion. So if you do whatever your gut feeling says, you want to do this and do it right and do it 100%. Wherever you are, give you 100%. That is my mantra for living. So it's like, you're here at this moment and I want to give 100% of it. So at the same thing, any course or any avenue that you pick for your career choice, you will turn out good. And the world is waiting for people in every walk of life. So, right people. So you will find a way to, make things work for you. So all you need to worry about is ensure that you don't get stuck in something that you don't like. Go after your heart, go after your passion. And parents also, they worry too much about the. I think today's kids are very smart. They are very very well read about a lot of things, and they know what they want to get into and what they don't want. So I see a lot of change. Even I have kids around that age, and they're very they understand what they want and what are the consequences if they don't get. And make multiple choices. There's no nothing wrong in having 10 options, and just pick one or two and just go after it and make sure you're happy. I think a happy person is very, very important. Just be happy. The world is very uncertain, and keeping cool is very, very important. So have a healthy and happy life, and just enjoy what you do, and everything will fall in place.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Those are very wise words, and I'm sure students just keep waiting for somebody to tell them to, relax a little and go with their. Thank you so much.
I see a lot of stress. I think past 1 month I've been getting, almost every day somebody for some kind of counseling for which course to take, why this, why not. So don't sweat about it. Just enjoy, relax, and everything will work out. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for your time. It was great interacting with you here.